Welcome to How Would You Write It? The podcast where we get a chance to dive into the minds of storytellers. Storytellers and creators like directors, actors, producers, novelists, where we get a chance to find out the stories behind the story. So if you're interested in the art of storytelling, you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hit that subscribe button, but let's get started. I am so very pleased to introduce my guest for today, Joy Ofodu. She is a director, co-writer, and lead actor in her debut short film project, Heart of Sunshine. Joy has drawn over 60 million views to her original digital comedy content, including her renowned dating podcast, Dating Unsettled. Dating Unsettled has been lauded for its vulnerability in energizing impressions, voiceovers, and stories, curated to empower daters globally. Under her visionary entertainment company, she has grown a highly engaged community of nearly 3,000 online daters and affirmation-seeking comedy lovers. Joy is proud to have partnered with tens of trusted arts-focused organizers, including American Black Film Festival, Afro Comic Con International Film Festival, Disney, USC African American Cinema Society, and Museum of African Dysphoria. Welcome, Joy. Thank you so much, Joy, for showing up on How Would You Write It? I'm so excited to get a chance to talk to you about your short film, Heart of Sunshine.
Thank you. Yes, Heart of Sunshine is happening. It's real.
It's real. So tell the audience and tell us a little bit about what the short film is about.
Yeah, Heart of Sunshine is, I just call it like a film about a daddy's daughter's love of love, right? Because we definitely know daughters, but then there's daddy's daughters. And it's a specific kind of vibe. It's very nostalgic. It takes you back to the like, I don't even like the are we there yet? You know, I always think about that kind of relationship. Or like, you know, an old Kyla Pratt movie, just something that just makes you feel right, like you're seeing yourself as a little girl and then thinking about your relationship with your dad. I would love to evoke that. So it's a film about a daddy's daughter's love of love. And what essentially happens is the main character, Taylor, she has this pretty please dream and she wants to make it come true before she has to go back to school. And it involves her dad. Mm-hmm. So hijinks ensue because she's very much in his life and in his business. And because he's a loving dad, he loves it. But it really just shines a light on Black girlhood, and it makes people think about, you know, the kind of household that they grew up in and the way that they relate to their dads. That's what I would love for people to get out of this film.
Oh my God. And it is such a timely film because we don't see that much. You know, what was it, Keela and the Bee?
Yeah.
Kind of the last time I really saw some of the animation short about the hair, the little girl in her hair.
Hair Love by Metro Cherry is a great comp for just like a dad's belief in his daughter and like willingness to be silly. You know, Hair Love, the short was fantastic. It's also a Kickstarter project like ours. Mm-hmm. But Hair Love not only was successful in like exposing involved Black fatherhood, you know, I think it's very influential. I was a huge supporter at the time. Also the series, right? And getting to watch them live out from a production standpoint, this extended dream of shining a light on Black fatherhood in a positive way, but then just seeing the characters come to life in a way that was more than the book, that was more than the film, that actually just felt like very lived in and real. I like that a lot. So I take a lot of inspiration from animation, certainly, but from Hair Love in that story.
And I love that. But again, this is so timely. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited that I get a chance to talk to you about this short film. Can you tell me the inspiration behind Heart of Sunshine?
I can. So it's so funny because I think the inspo is multifaceted. The first is just thinking about one, like a challenge. I am a dating comedy content creator. Like a lot of people know me for the funny videos that I made online, both during the pandemic and afterward. about funny dating situations. You know, I imitate the guys that I go out with and the men that I met at the time. And that is what kind of brought me into voice acting, was those impressions. But so the inspo was, there's a very comfortable place for me as a writer, as somebody who's written and starred in and published over 300 short form videos about my lived experiences, fictional or non-fictional. As someone who's done that, the comfortable, safe place is a girl in her 20s falls in love and deals with blackness. And, you know, it would be very easy to write from there. Mm-hmm. I wanted to write a story about something I'm good at. I love my strengths. Love, comedy, dating, but then also just thinking about, what haven't I touched, right? Is there an untold story within me, my lived experience, something I haven't poked at? And as I looked across like all of my work, the short form, the dating podcast, all of it, I was like, I really don't talk a lot about my dad. But my dad has been someone who is incredibly present in my life. And what would it mean to, as a writer, challenge myself to get in the head of an adult black man, a father, who is parenting and getting reparented and relearning, parented by his own daughter? You know, what would that look like? So the inspiration was there. It was a huge challenge, and just thinking about the way that my dad and I relate is always enjoyment. It's comedy. It's jokes. Like I have very early memories. Things will probably sneak into the film, you know, of singing in the car with my dad, of him making me stuff, trying to help me, you know, get ready. I'll never forget, like, one of my first gift cards. We went to a department store, and he was showing me how to spend it. I walked away with like the ugliest little pink and white striped collared shirt that I thought was so cute, and a storage bin. Because the shirt was my idea, and my dad goes, well, you're gonna want, you know, something to store your stuff in. Like, he's so African and practical. So in short, inspiration came from, like, you know, kind of funny moments like that, just thinking about how I relate to my dad, how it's always silly, it's always funny and lighthearted. And I hope that, you know, with me and Donita Shaw, my co-writer, bringing our thoughts together on how our dads would speak, that people see themselves in their own relationships in the film.
So you say you have a co-writer, Donita Shaw. How did you meet her and decide that she's a good one to collaborate with? Because sometimes it can be
yeah, it was actually so easy and pretty overdue. You know, both of us thought. Donita and I actually met online, where she was on Upwork and I was looking for an executive kind of assistant, someone to really help me with like my business. And as Enjoyment Endeavor grew and shifted, I started leaning on her. I almost didn't work with her at first because I went with someone with, at the time, like more automation expertise. And then pretty quickly into that exercise, I realized I don't need automation. I need somebody who gets the entertainment industry. I need someone who knows it like the back of their hand, somebody who's higher up than me in networking and elevating and knows what it's like to be in rooms and create a Bible and sell IP and all of that. And Donita is that and has been that. So since 2021 or 2022, she and I have been partnering really closely on all of my Enjoyment Endeavor projects. She is literally the company's right hand. It has not functioned and, you know, will not function without Donita Shaw. So she and I have been working together kind of more so in a business and projects capacity, you know, working together to launch my podcast, Dating Unsettled, to travel and partner with organizations like Disney, day-to-day voiceover, getting signed to SBV Talent, setting up meetings with my now manager, Rena Patton. Like, Donita's been there for being on Brent Faiyaz's album. She was in the studio making sure that I was fed when I was working on Brent's album. And it's just funny to think about how long that relationship goes. She has been a writer and has worked on her own film. I think this is going to be her second original short, if I'm not mistaken. So the idea came because she and I were at American Black Film Festival, ABFF, last year in Miami. And we went together, like, let's get this done. Let's make all the connections that we can. I don't even think we were thinking about making a film when we entered ABFF. But when I tell you, Tay, by the time we left, we were like, we need to do something. We need to work on a film. Like, I was an ambassador. I had a meet and greet. People came to me. They're like, what are you working on next? Are you in anything? Are you making anything? I was like, you know, I had the podcast, I had some shorts, I had voiceover, and I said, we got to do a film. So Donita and I put our heads together. I knew she would be the person to work with because she's been amazing to work with all of these years. She is a writer. She works with screenwriters. She trains screenwriters. And it was just the perfect, like, the perfect choice. It was no brainer and very overdue.
I love that. Just a little nugget there of of inspiration or suggestion to people who are trying to still find their way in this industry is,
Yeah.
definitely meeting people and forming a relationship, because I'm trying to get away from networking because I feel like that's not as, personal as it should be. So creating relationships with people, but finding people who have a better understanding, a better experience, and in seeing if you're compatible enough to work together and learning as much as you can from that person, while also offering your energy and your skills and your experience to that person so you can work and collaborate together. I love that. I also love that you went to the it was a African
American Black Film Festival.
American Black Film Festival.
It is one of the most beautiful celebrations of culture. When they invited me to be an ambassador, I had to look over my shoulder. Like, me? Are you sure? But then I was like,
wow.
I'm there because everyone was there. Kenya Barris was there, Issa Rae, myself, the Friday family that hosts and puts it together. Benjamin Abiola, a comedian I really respect, has been working the festival and the comedy aspects of it, making everything move. Jeff Flanagan, it's too beautiful, too wonderful. I met so many different people who have been not only embedded, Kerry Washington, Tracy McMillan, who I got to interview personally.
And I was just getting ready to say Terry McMillan, because I remember hearing this story about this young lady walking up to her in the airport or something and saying she had written a novel. And I'm hoping I got this right. Please forgive me if I got it wrong. But she went up to Terry and she was like, I wrote this novel, and she really was asking, Terry next steps. Tracy McMillan. Yeah. Sorry, Tracy McMillan. And she said, okay. She said, you got a website? And she said, do you have a business card? The girl's like,
right.
No. She's like, you have a website? And she's like, I ain't got a. She said, no.
Oh, that's funny.
She's like, okay, well, I don't know what I can do to help you. You need to get yourself together.
Stay ready.
You must stay ready.
ABFF was a place I went in ready. I met Afion Crockett, got to reconnect with Angel Akita Moore. There are people that I bumped into there or spent time with there that I have been thinking about getting involved in the film and have involved already in the making of the film, just in, a variety of short conversations. So definitely an amazing platform, but to be surrounded, Denzel Washington, I literally I don't know, my brain went, why did I start with Denzel? We heard from the GOAT in a retrospective for about an hour. We sat there.
That would be my next question to you. How do you stay calm in front of Denzel Washington? It's certain people I know I would scream their name if I saw them. I just know I would be ultimate fan. Like other people I can be calm with, but Denzel Washington, I think I would be.
You'll lose your mind.
Or I think I would do that.
I always, it's funny because I say I would lose my mind if, and then when I'm in front of them, I think it comes from LA. I went to USC for 4 years. I worked in, various capacities, supporting USC African American Cinema Society. I relaunched their social presence. I was a red carpet photographer. I worked the NAACP Image Awards before I could legally drink. There were several years where I was on the carpet interviewing Lance Gross, Lil Mama, Ron Rayco Lee. I'm getting exposure.
Oh yeah, you were used to that energy.
Yes, as a young teenager, I wanted it. When I tell you, Tay, I wanted it. I wanted to star in film and TV since I was a child. There are pictures of me that you'll see on my company, Enjoyment Endeavors socials, where I was this is, it's been a long time coming. So the poise and the professionalism, I think, just comes from wanting it so badly and knowing that is necessary in order to ascend. Last year was literally incredible, from Kerry Washington to Prentice Penny. When I'm in the rooms, I'm ready, I'm prepared, I'm professional. When I go home, just like you, I could sit and watch Gladiator and freak out, at all of his choices. But in the rooms, I'm always chill. And it was an incredible, gigantic room to be in, showing love for Denzel and all these greats. But they inspire me, and they made me want to be a filmmaker, not just a a film star, you know, someone who's done voiceover. I've done tons of voiceover projects, animated film, a couple of features. I started my own live action original short, directed by Nanea, and it's like, okay, we're coming up. I'm an actor. Oh no, wait, I want to make them too. So when that realization hits, you got to do it.
You got to do it. I love
You got
it.
to just do it.
I love it. I love it. So let's talk about the Kickstarter.
The Kickstarter.
The Kickstarter.
Yes. So Heart of Sunshine and Kickstarter, how this came to be is I've been watching what's happening on Kickstarter. I mean, from Hair of Love to like a variety of other really successful short films, you know, things that have toured festivals. I know there have been a bunch of filmmakers, Nia DaCosta. I think folks mentioned Issa was, you know, also in crowdfunding.
I think she was.
Yeah, Molly Manning Walker, Georgia Oakley. There's folks who have raised money for their short films on Kickstarter. And the CEO, Everett Taylor, is a brother. And I said, okay, it's so inspiring to see him here at the helm of a platform that people are using to make their business dreams come true, their artistic dreams come true. I saw that. I saw how we should have had her, Kamala Harris, fundraise so much money in such a short amount of time. Mm-hmm. And I was wildly inspired. I see Kamala, I see Everett. I'm like, I can do this. I saw Dr. Joel Burvell, who's a friend of mine, raise for his series, The Doctor's In. I'm like, I can raise for Heart of Sunshine. I have a film about Black fatherhood, and my community has been asking me how they can support me. When I was in Florida doing my meet and greet, when I'm in Oakland in the TSA, when I'm in New York, literally in the Empire State Building, people stopping me and they're saying, I love what you do. Keep going. I'm a fan of yours. Can I take a picture? What can I do? What do you have next? Mm-hmm. So I said, I'm going to open up a Kickstarter, and starting in March 1st, I said, $18,000, please. And we asked 18,000, bravely asked the world for everything that we would need, not only to fulfill some of the rewards on Kickstarter, which are supporting a bunch of different Black-owned businesses and freelancers, mm-hmm. but also to fund the film, pre-production, production, and post-production, mm-hmm. cast, crew, all the various things that we're going to need. So that core budget is roughly $15,000, and that's the breakdown. And I'm hoping that we get there. We have, as of this moment, as you're hearing me, I'm in a place where we have a week left. So we're at just over $5,000 raised. I know that God is good and the community is faithful, and Kickstarter is all or nothing. So if we don't raise everything by the end of March 31st, then we don't get it. But I'm confident. I can just tell you sitting here that it's going to happen because I believe in the film. I want to invite everyone else to believe in and invest in the film, and know that you're not pouring money into my pocket. You're pouring money into a project, into a production, a vision, and something that we're going to tour city to city. So even beyond our 18,000, we have stretch goals that would help make the film more accessible, bring more financial success and prosperity to the folks involved. And it's, to me, like, the finances are an annoying, crunchy part of it that
it's the annoying, crunchy part of it. But Kickstarter is there for a reason. We're going to have the link in this video. It's going to be down below. So click on it.
Click on it, and know that if you miss it, we are on Kickstarter's homepage because we're doing so well and shining so bright that they decided to spotlight us. So huge thanks to them. We're also a project that they love, so we have that special designation, and we're in their Long Story Shorts program. So Long Story Shorts is a month-long celebration of short form filmmaking on Kickstarter. One of the first films to be brought in there and given that designation. So right when we launched, boom, they were like, long story short, come support Joy. So Kickstarter's behind us, so you should be too.
Yes, come on, folks. Like, it's nothing but just to support us. And if you're not even one of us, it's Kendrick Lamar sometimes.
I need all my babies.
Support us anyway.
Thank you. That means a whole lot. It's like, I know the Black creatives who are in the cast and crew are going to walk away with a huge sense of pride, knowing this is something that is community backed. It has the wind and the wings of the community under them. And so they're already feeling the support. Like, folks who are currently involved, and we're releasing names slowly. Today we just announced Taylor Sunshine is going to be played by Madison Jade. And then we also have our lead dad. I know I just dropped this on you. Boom. Jason Kelly is going to be our lead. Jason Kelly's a really dope actor. And again, they're already feeling the love, already feeling the support. Comments are streaming in where people are like, oh my God, congrats, Maddie. So proud of you, baby girl. Amazing. Like, I just love to see that the folks that I've, with Donita, hand selected to be a part of this project are already receiving that love. So know that when you're sewing into the project, you are sewing into individuals in their careers. When I was in talks with Jason about selecting him for this lead, you know, he just thanked me. He's so poetic. He has such a way with words, our lead. You're going to love him. But he thanked me for the opportunity to fill the frame. And that was like so meaningful for me.
I love that.
Like, to fill the frame. We need more talented, qualified, experienced leading Black men and Black fathers, and he is a Black father, filling the frame. And so I love how he put it, and that's exactly what I want to do.
Oh, I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited about this film. And I am so very, again, so very grateful that you have graced How Would You Write It with your presence. And I am so very excited that the audience is going to see you, get to hear about Heart of Sunshine, and get a chance to support it. I am so very, very proud of you, Joy, and seeing I get to see your star just rising.
It's up.
I'm just so very, very, I see it in my eyes, but I'm telling you, you better come back. You better come back and sit down and talk to me some more about all that's going on with you. Now, we've talked about Heart of Sunshine. We talked about the Kickstarter. I want to know what else is going on with you. What else is going on with you?
Yes. So I am a professional voice actor, and I've been auditioning for some more on camera. I think people always, you know, they come to me like, you're a voice actor, right? You're a voice actor, right? I'm like, y'all realize you've been seeing me act.
But do you see his face? His face deserves to be on camera.
Right? It's been giving original IP since 2020. So outside of my own originals and Heart of Sunshine, which I'll also be in, you know, is you got to write yourself a role in your project. You sure do got to tell a parent.
So directing, acting, and you wrote it.
Directing, I'm acting, I co-wrote it, obviously kind of executive producing it in a capacity. Yeah. But I'll make sure that I get a producer because we are paying. We're paying a producer because you can't have your hand in every single pot.
And you need a producer to help with the other little things going on.
Absolutely. But yes, acting in it. And so that will also be, you know, other than Dating Unsettled, which is like an unscripted show, it's going to be my first time acting in something fictional that I wrote.
You got
the camera. That's not a short. That's a film. That is
excited.
Yeah, it's exciting. Okay. Other than this, I know I'm like all Heart of Sunshine all the time. Other than Heart of Sunshine,
you have the right to be. You have the right to be, because this is a very fantastic project that I am so excited on. If I was in California, I'd be like, girl, what do you need me to do on set? I got you.
Come on now.
I got you. What you need me to do? Because I am so excited about this project. So I totally, if you want to talk another 5 minutes about it, we can. Okay. That's all you got. I want the audience to know who you are.
Thank you.
And to have to know to look out for you, because you're here, but you're also coming.
Right. So that's what I mean. It's kind of funny because being a voice actor, we're not always like the most famous or most seen or most recognized or lauded kinds of actors, right? Like in the acting sphere, there are voiceover legends that you hear every single day that if you saw their face, you just may not be able to name. So I'm kind of like striking that balance. I do have a lot of good things going on though. Right now, you can hear me in Circle Round, which recently dropped. It's a children's podcast, and it's from the NPR family. It's on WBR. You can just Google Circle Round, The Flamekeeper. And so this was one of my favorite things to just ever act in and voice. I voiced half the characters on the podcast, and my friend Cameron Jones voices the other half of that episode. It's a really beautiful legend. There's also video games dropping. I have an appearance in a Netflix animated series that I can't say exactly who I am or what I am yet, but it's coming. And so that's a project that's a couple years in the making. Beverly Bunny is a animated feature that I was featured in, and it raised money on Kickstarter as well. It raised, I think, just over $60,000. So Beverly Bunny's coming. Asali, Power of the Pollinators from Maya Penn and Upendo Productions is coming. This is a Viola Davis Juvie Productions produced short film. It's an animated short film. So Viola Davis and Julius Tennant have been involved in supporting it, and Julius was so cool to me at the Hollywood Climate Summit. His hands have been in Hollywood for so long. So to speak to someone like that and hear him just be like, "You got it, you're doing it," co-starring with Monique Coleman, who's a sister, a friend. There's projects. I could. It's so delightful that I can sit here and say I could keep going because I recognize how much of a blessing that is. But yes, outside of Heart of Sunshine, if anyone wants to look into anything, I would just pay attention to what I'm doing in the kids space. I got more coming in the kids space,
I
both
love
original and non. And then on commercials, we are booking national commercials, if not every month, every couple of months. And so just over a year now with SAG-AFTRA, I've done, I want to say 20 commercials, radio, film, TV. So it's,
Joy.
oh yeah, you can hear me as you drive the car, T-Mobile, Dunkin' Donuts, all that.
Amaze balls. I'm still in that. Amaze balls. I am so very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Again, you're here, but you're coming. And
I'm here and I'm coming.
I'm just so, I'm just excited to see the next things
I
happen.
know. It's exciting. And to do so as a Bay Area based filmmaker slash actor. The Bay got a lot of love during All Star Weekend, and occasionally we have film festivals. I know the San Francisco International Film Festival is coming up. Like, we get our love from time to time, but to be in a position where I would say, like, when you think Bay Area legends, you think super male,
Mhm.
right? People, oh yeah, Marshawn Lynch, okay, E40,
Mhm.
yeah, Zendaya,
And then-
Kaylani,
yeah,
right? There are other Guapale, there are other Bay Area.
I didn't know she was from Bay. Okay.
So every time we hear "Closer Tonight," we just, yeah, we vibe. She and I both received an iconic women award at the same award ceremony, the Recharge Group. I want to say either last year or the year before last. So it's just like I am coming up, like you said, I'm still coming, but up with these Bay Area legends, and to be like a female future legend. We're not there yet, but I was literally named a rising star this month by Kaiser Permanente and the East Bay Women's Conference. So they looked at all the businesses in the East Bay of all the nominations that were sent in, and Donita was kind enough to nominate me. I'm a rising star of the East Bay area. Imagine, I just got this corner of the Bay that knows me. As soon as the whole Bay knows me, oh, we're unstoppable. So to see all the investment that's happening in film, Rafael Casal, David Diggs, others who are either from the Bay or operating in the Bay and bringing film attention here, Steph Curry, like, these are the folks that I really can't wait to collaborate with, because I'm here and I'm talented and I'm capable and I'm ready.
I love it. I love it. So, where can people find you?
People can find me on my social media at Joy Ofodu. That's JoyOfodu. And they can also find me at Enjoyment Endeavor. That's the company. So we have at Enjoyment Endeavor or enjoymentendeavor.com. On Kickstarter, you can find us by searching Heart of Sunshine.
I love it. Joy, it's been a pleasure having you on, but I can't let you leave before I ask you the how would you write it?
I knew this was coming because it's almost like it's the name of the podcast.
Yes. So, Joy, what IP, current or past,
I'm
IP,
coughing.
if you had a chance,
If I had the chance.
be in the room, on set, or behind the camera, would you have loved to work with, or worked on, and
Okay.
what would you have done or brought to that project?
Mm. Okay, it's so funny because my first thought is just Shrek. Whole far, far away DreamWorks Shrek universe. Shrek affected me. Capital A, affected. It has an E effect on me. It is so whimsical. Like, I've seen every Shrek movie, played Shrek games when I was young. That universe and the fact that it's coming back, and Zendaya is also involved, so it's very exciting. Again, Bay Area stand up. Um, it's fantastical. It's silly. It's whimsical. but it's also emotional and mature, and it almost doesn't need to be in a fairy tale universe, like in the fact that it drives, it has real stakes. Like I don't, Shrek is perfect. You can't touch it. And so the ways, it's not that I would change anything about it, but I would love to be involved like in that universe, the world building and the things that happen. It started making me think about other things, time, temperature,
Mm-hmm.
um, different characters potentially. So that's where I got like a lot of inspiration, and that's like the first place that I go. The second, which was unexpected, but it's because I just recently binged Severance. The way that Mr. Tillman just owns Severance, I think about coming in there as like another colleague and coworker, and how I could use my absurdity but challenge myself a little bit to add some more deadpan, because it can be super deadpan and dry sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I would love a challenge like Severance as an on camera actor. So,
Mm-hmm.
from a writer standpoint, Shrek and the Land of Far, Far Away.
Mm-hmm.
From an actor standpoint, Severance.
Evans.
It's chilling, it's scary, but it's so funny. It's so funny.
Yes, I love it. Ugh. So I thank you for just even, again, just coming on and spending time to talk about your projects, your Kickstarter,
Thank you.
your ideas, and what you have coming next. I am so appreciative of you. I am so excited for you. And I just already know that you got this. And I
Thank you.
am going to be cheering you on. And I am going to say, as I say to everybody, you better bring your booty back.
We'll
When
come
you get
back.
ready
Gotta
to,
come
you
back.
got even more, you want to talk about it anymore, please feel free to come back to How
Thank
Would
you.
You Write It.
Thank
With
you.
that being said, I just want to say to anyone who's watching this and who has not heard it today, that no one has said it to you today. You haven't even said it to yourself today. If no one has told you that they believe in you, that you got this, that you have this gift for a reason,
Hmm.
you have to believe in yourself. If you didn't hear anything that Joy said earlier, she said, "Hey, I believe in myself." That's what I heard from her.
I can bet on me.
I know,
Absolutely.
I know I got this gift. So I believe in you. You
Thank you.
got this. Keep going. Keep doing. Don't listen to the world. Don't care about what's going on in there. I know it's a lonely job to sit in front of a computer, or typewriter, or tablet, or however you're doing your creativity. But
Yes.
you got this for a reason. You got that gift for a reason. Don't sit back and let the world tell you what you should be doing.
And don't tell yourself no before you give the world a chance to say yes or no.
Yes.
As a filmmaker, that's been the thing I'm holding on to. I got so many yeses quickly,
Mhm.
and it's because, yes, I went network, I went aligned and all that type of stuff, but it's like, because I wasn't afraid to ask. The yeses are there and they're waiting. If I sat there and said, well, she's not going to want to do this, her mom's going to say no, and he's got a lot going on, he's probably busy anyway, and people probably won't want to give money. They just donated a lot of money to other causes and stuff that's going on in the community. They probably not. If I said this, I never would have seen the power of 70 backers already, and the power of $5,000 already, and the power of two amazing leads already. Don't shoot you down and say no before the world has a chance to experience you. I'm not going to say before the world says no, because they'll probably say yes, but
Mm-hmm. And that's
don't be
the
the first.
thing.
Don't be
That's
the first person to shut yourself down.
don't
And
tell
that's
you.
something I'm still learning. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you.
And I will say it has been a pleasure. And I am again supporting you in everything in every capacity. So
Thank you.
thank you, audience. I hope you got inspired. But what I want you all to do is hit that link and donate to this Kickstarter. Okay. We got things we gotta do. We gotta get our stories out there. And she has
Yes.
a wonderful story. So click that link below and donate. Okay.
Thank you.
And with that being said, we'll see you next time on How Would You Write It?